자, 이제 마지막으로 또 발표를 청해 볼 텐데요. Ferroglobe, Quebec, Silicone and Battery Development라는 주제로 실리시움사의 벤자민 크리스피 대표님과 조세 마뉴얼 민구에즈 노보와 Head of Ferroglobe Battery Development 국장님께서 또 발표를 해 주시겠습니다. Our last presentation titled Ferroglobe, Quebec, Silicone and Battery Development will be presented by President Benjamin Craspi and Jose Manuel Miguez Noboa, Director of the Head of Ferroglobe Battle Development. When you're ready, please start.
Thank you very much. So can you hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Thank you. So hello, everybody. It's a pleasure for me and Jose Manuel to have the opportunity to introduce Ferroglobe's silicon operation in Quebec. So together with Jose Manuel tonight, we are going to go through our operations in Quebec and as well our developments in terms of silicon metal grade for battery application. And so myself, I'm Benjamin Crespi, and I'm the head of Ferroglobe's operation in Quebec. And Jose Manuel, we will speak after me, is our head of battery development and is based in Europe. So Ferroglobe, our operations in Quebec are called Silicium Quebec, and that's our plant that is located in Bécancour, just in the industrial park that Mr. Desaulniers was mentioning just before. And Silicium Quebec is part of the Ferroglobe group. Ferroglobe is the leader in terms of silicon production across the world and is actually based worldwide. I'm going to share with you a quick introduction of the silicon metal process. Silicon metal is basically the most abundant element on Earth after oxygen. And to produce silicon metal, you actually need to have silicon dioxide that we actually take from quartz. And you have silicon dioxide reacting with carbon reductant, which can be coal, charcoal, or wood chips. You place those raw material mix in a reduction furnace. Those reduction furnaces are electrical furnace, so fed with hydropower, which is one of the big advantages in Quebec is because the power is clean, so that's a significant advantage. And then down at the furnace, the silicon metal is being produced. And I will explain a bit later the application for the silicon metal, and Jose Manuel will go into detail for the battery grade specifically. Here, this slide is basically just made to introduce our Quebec operation. So our Quebec operation are located in Bécancour. So it's the industrial park that we were just talking about before. It's located between Montreal and Quebec in northeast in North America, east of North America. So it's close to all the big northeast customer base. So it's ideally located like we mentioned before. I mean, there's rail, there's boats, there's a deep water harbor, so we can actually receive raw materials and ship our product easily. And our facility in Bécancour is actually operating, which is something nice. We were talking the project before, we're mining project. Our facility is actually operating and producing silicon. We are owning our quartz mine in Quebec, which is operating as well. Our plant has been operating for 40 years and it's producing 50,000 tons per year of silicon metal of top quality and at a very highly competitive cost. The big advantages of operating in Quebec and producing silicon in Quebec is that we basically use clean hydropower, 99%, and other specific raw material, which make actually our carbon footprint more than twice lower than the world silicon production. And for specific product, we can actually achieve carbon neutral production. So we would be able to achieve for battery grade silicon carbon neutral production if required. In terms of product, so as I mentioned, our plant has been operating for 40 years. So we are obviously delivering other market than the battery market. And silicon has different application, and for different application, we have different specification and different size. The purity of the silicon produced in Bécancour is ranging from 99% purity to 99.995. And then it's different sizing and different chemical specification according to the customer's need. Our market is the aluminum market, the chemical market, all the silicons, the solar silicon market, and the market that we are talking about tonight, which is the silicon metal for battery application. What I'm going to give José Manuel, José Manuel is going to talk to you about the battery grade material now, but I want to emphasize that we talked about sustainability, and definitely our plant has been operating in Quebec for 40 years on a very sustainable environment, and it's the cleanest plant that we have operating in Ferroglobe right now. So I let José Manuel introduce you the development we are doing on battery grade.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. I will talk about Ferroglobe's activity on silicon active material of the anode battery. This project began in 2014, although we've been intensifying this research and development activity since 2017. Basically, there are some important parameters for defining the performance of silicon in the anode. One of these parameters is size. We produce micrometric silicon. In this case, we are able to produce tons of material. We have already industrial capacities. And then we can also produce, we develop solutions in the submicron and nano silicon. In terms of purity, Silicon Quebec is one of the best plants in Ferroglobe. We are able to produce standard metallurgical grades 2 nines, but we can also produce higher grades 3 nines or 4 nines purity. We know that homogeneity of the material is paramount in order to have a good electrochemical performance. So we designed our processes to fulfill this feature, and in order to have very narrow particle size distribution. Another important topic is that we are able to add impurities intentionally to modify the behavior of silicon, either electrically and electrochemically. Next slide, please. To sum up, Ferroglobe can develop customized solutions according to customer needs and their technological approach. So we work on 4 dimensions of the material. We can modify size, so we can deliver micrometric silicon and nanometric silicon. We can also work on purity. We can produce the metallurgical standard qualities, but also higher purities, especially emphasis on having low oxygen, which is a very deleterious impurity because it reacts with electrolyte. We are also carrying out research and development activities, and we have cooperation agreements with some companies in order to modify the surface by some coatings or treatments to provide also new functionalities to the silicon particles. For example, in order to improve the cross-linking with the binders. Finally, we try to modify the intrinsic properties of silicon by adding 1 or more impurities and changing the electrical and electrochemical behavior. Thank you much. I am open for any question. I will be glad to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much.